I never really thought it was going to happen, but you guys seem to really like the create a card reviews. In the last video, I went over a bunch of cards that were actually just way too powerful, but they were all written pretty well. And I got a lot of requests for different types of reviews because, I mean, there's a lot of different stuff to do with creative cards. There are cards that are written really badly, there are cards that are super overpowered, there are cards that are like somewhere in between where they're just so mediocre that you wonder why someone even spent the time to make them. And I have a lot planned for this series. This will be a series. I want to mention that. I have a lot planned for this, but today I wanted to do one that I actually wasn't expecting to do. This popped up in Yu-Gi-Oh! Forever last week sometime, and one of my subscribers actually tagged me in the post. So if you're watching this, thank you for that. And boy, these are great. So these are hand cards, and I'll put the field spell up on the screen right now. So, Hand of Euphoria, which is like a really awkward name. That doesn't really make any sense. Anyway, there's a lot of text, so I expanded it for this one. So this says, during your normal draw phase, instead of drawing, you can add one hand monster from your graveyard to your hand. So I don't really like effects like that, but I guess it's not too bad, because you're kind of... his goal was to make cards like Prominence Hand more playable. I don't know if he necessarily achieves that, but that was sort of his idea. Anyway, once per turn, you can discard one card from your hand to rank up or rank down one Exceed monster on your side of the field into C number 106 Giant Red Hand. Okay, so first of all, ranking up and ranking down isn't actually like a official term. I think people know what that means, but I don't even know, because does that mean it has to be one rank higher or lower, or does that just mean any, just has to not be the giant hand? And is C number 106 even called? Isn't it like, what's its actual name? Let me look this up. This is how unprepared I am, where like I have not looked this up, but I feel like C106, I guess, number C106 Giant Red Hand. Anyway, I don't know why it's in all caps. It seems kind of weird. Anyway, though, so you can just rank up into Giant Red Hand, and then also, it is unaffected by card effects. And then that just must be forever, I guess. And then any Exceed monster, or any Exceed material attached to that monster become Exceed material to number C, or C106 Giant Ref Hand. Hammed. He spelled every word wrong. I didn't notice that at first. I knew that he spelled red wrong. I didn't really see he spelled every single word wrong. Oh my god. Anyway, when a hand monsters would be normal or special summoned, you can activate one of the following effects. Add one face-up hand monster from your extra deck, or one hand spell or trap card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. What? So you can either add a face-up hand monster from your extra deck, or a hand spell or trap card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That's kind of weird. And I'm pretty sure this is like the only hand spell or trap card. Anyway, or you can just draw one card. That's a lot simpler. I don't think you can't... If you can just rank up or rank down any Exceed monster into Chaos 106 Giant Hand that's unaffected by monster effects, that seems pretty fucking good. Jesus. If you don't know what Chaos Giant Hand does, basically it has 2,600 attack points, and then, let's see here. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated on the field, attach one Exceed monster. If you do, negate the effects of all their face-up cards currently on the field until the end of the turn. So, that's pretty fucking good. And making it unaffected by effects makes it like nearly impossible to deal with, so that's probably not good for the game. Anyway, this card's not too crazy. It's the next ones that are, you'll see. So first, we have Golden Hand. Once per turn, this is its pendulum effect. Once per turn, hand cards on the field are unaffected by opponent's card effects. That's a really weird way to write that, because like that's just kind of weird. Anyway, when a card is destroyed and this card is in your pendulum zone, you can pay 800 life points, and if you do, special summon this card. So basically, if you have this and then something else in your pendulum zone and that card is destroyed, you can special summon it from the pendulum zone. That's all right. And then its main effect, its monster effect. When this card is destroyed by battle card effect, you may pay 500 life points when you do special summon one hand monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, except Golden Hand. So already you can see the combo, which would be, I mean, this is sort of just like a plush fire, right? for hand cards, because the when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect is just like Plush Fire, where if you destroy it in the Pendulum Zone, it still activates. So you could Luster Pendulum, Golden Hand, and special summon Fire Ice Hand from the deck. Seems pretty good. And it's from anywhere. It's from hand deck or graveyard. So that's pretty crazy. That's not a once per turn effect at all. I mean, none of these effects are like hard once per turns, but already you can see that's pretty crazy. And then if we go to the next card, which is Enriching Hand, you can start to see that it gets I was going to say it gets out of hand. No pun intended, it gets very out of hand. Its pendulum effect is, when this card is activated, you can add one hand card from your deck to your hand. So it's Rhoda. When you activate it, when a hand card you control leaves the field, including this card, special summon one hand monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And then when there are 3, and it why does it put 3 in parentheses? The real cards do that? I feel like they don't. I feel like they don't write out 3 and then put 3 in the anyway. Or more cards in the field, you can special summon this monster from your hand or extra deck in defense position. Defense is spelled wrong as well. When this monster leaves the field, special summon one hand monster from your deck. Okay, so I would have to, because it says when this monster leaves the field. What does Plush Fire say? Why did I not look up these things beforehand? What does Plush Fire say? Because what I want to know is that if Plush Fire says, does Plush Fire say when this monster is destroyed or this card? Let's see here. If this card on the field is destroyed, so I guess I wouldn't know how the ruling would work because it says monster. It probably would not work, but the combo I'm seeing here with this card is so when a hand card you control leaves the field, including this card, especially when hand monster from deck. So if you have Enriched Hand and then any card that can destroy spell or traps, like let's say Enriched Hand plus MST, you can go activate Enriched Hand, search out Golden Hand, activate Golden Hand, and then use MST on Golden Hand. That'll trigger Golden Hand's effect to special summon a guy, and then it'll also trigger Enriching Hand's effect to special summon a guy. So off of 2 cards, I mean, I guess it's just a +1, but that's pretty powerful. I mean, yeah, that's pretty crazy. And then like what I was thinking, so they're not generic skills because it's not 1 to 8. So it's not as like big of a skill as Metalfoes, but it is 2 to 8, and that's a pretty big scale. But more importantly, Enriching Hand is a 1 card. I mean, ignoring all the other effects, this is a 1 card double scale. And Monkey Board, that's all it did, and it was ridiculous. I mean, obviously, like the Before Mages were just like powerful cards in general, but all Monkey Board really did was be a 1 card pendulum scale, and that was banned because it was stupid. And outside of like Cliffort Scout, which restricts your special summoning to like Cliffort monsters, so it's not as great as like Monkey Board. Outside of Cliffort Scout, there really aren't 1 card pendulum scales. But Enriching Hand, you can just activate this, search out Golden Hand, activate that, and then you have a 1 card 2 to 8 pendulum scale, and then also you have like a ton of bonus effects if they destroy anything. But these cards, I get that he really wanted the cards like Prominence Hand to be playable, and Prominence Hand I believe is like a hat tricker, where you can do special summon if you control hand monster. But it's like what he actually did was create a deck that would probably not play Prominence Hand and probably just play. Honestly, they'd probably just play Golden Hand and Enriching Hand, maybe the Field Spell, and just play it with like Before Mages, because you could like. Fuck, I mean, you could Pendulum Summon Sorcerer and pop these cards and get like a ton of special summons, and that would just be really stupid. But I don't know. I stumbled across this, like I said, in Zodiac when someone tagged me in it, and it was like, everything about this is funny. There are so many words spelled wrong. None of this really has problem-solving card text. He just capitalizes random words like hand in the field spell, but then doesn't capitalize cards like normal or special summoned or exceed material or exceed monster. For Exceed Monster, he has the XYZ capitalized, but the monster not capitalized. So he's going really out there. But these cards I thought were pretty funny. And like I said, I don't know where I'm going to go with the series. I mean, I have like some plans for it. But if you guys have any suggestions of cards, feel free to send them my way. I would once again give a little message of caution that you probably shouldn't send cards that you made, because the only cards I'm posting on here are ones that I'm going to like make fun of. So I mean, if you want your cards to be made fun of, then I guess you can send them my way. But otherwise, I would say probably just keep them to yourself, because I'm not gonna be nice to them. That's what I'm trying to get across. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.